I don't want my daughter to spend a week with my sister and DIL, and it's making everybody around me very uncomfortable. I never imagined that my instincts as a mother would put me at odds with my family, but here I am, caught in a web of discomfort and concern. My sister's husband, whom I dated briefly before he became part of my family, has always made me uneasy. It's a feeling that I can't quite shake, and it's been a source of tension ever since he and my sister got together. Let me take you back to when I first met him. He seemed like a perfect gentleman, and everyone around me thought I was crazy for breaking up with him. But deep down, I felt something was off. It was a gut feeling, one that I couldn't articulate to anyone. When my sister started dating him, I tried to express my concerns, but she became defensive. I felt ashamed and embarrassed, especially after a particularly blunt question I asked her about their intimacy, which only made things worse. The turning point for me came during our relationship, when he crossed a line that I couldn't ignore. During an intimate moment, he grabbed my neck. At first, I thought it was just a misunderstanding, but as it happened again, I realized that this was not normal behavior. I ended the relationship, but the unease lingered, especially as I watched him move on with my sister. Fast forward to today, and I'm faced with a dilemma. My daughter, who is now 13, has been invited to spend a week with my sister and her husband at their cottage, along with her cousins. The thought terrifies me. I can't shake the feeling that something isn't right, especially after he made comments about how much my daughter looks like me. It's unsettling, and I can't help but feel that there's a darkness lurking beneath his calm exterior. I know my fears might seem irrational to others. My sister and my parents don't understand why I refuse to let my daughter go. They think I'm being overprotective, and I've even heard whispers that I'm upset because my sister is with him. But that's not the case. I don't blame my sister. I just can't shake the feeling that he's not who he pretends to be. I tried to take a week off to join them, thinking that perhaps being there would ease my worries, but it didn't work out. Now my daughter is upset with me for not letting her go. She loves her cousins and looks forward to these trips, and it breaks my heart to see her sad. But I have to prioritize her safety above all else. I've kept the history of my relationship with him a secret from my family. I didn't want to cause unnecessary drama or be seen as the jealous sister. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that my instincts are there for a reason. I've heard that he was devastated when I broke up with him, and I can't help but wonder how long someone can maintain a facade. As I reflect on this situation, I realize that my daughter's safety is my top priority. I love that she has a close relationship with her cousins, but it can only happen under my supervision. I've shared my concerns with a few close friends, and while they understand my fears, I still feel alone in this struggle. In the end, I hope that I'm wrong about him. If I am, then I'll gladly accept that. But if my instincts are right, I'll do whatever it takes to protect my daughter. Family is important, but nothing is more important than ensuring her safety and well-being. I never thought I would find myself in such a complicated family situation, but here I am, grappling with feelings of discomfort and concern regarding my daughter's safety. It all started when my ex-partner began dating my younger sister. The moment I heard the news, a wave of unease washed over me. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about the whole situation. To give you some context, my ex and I had a serious relationship that lasted about a year. We were young, passionate, and deeply in love. But when we broke up, I never expected him to move on to my sister, who is 5 years younger than me. The timeline was quick. He started dating her just a year after we ended things. It felt like a betrayal, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of protectiveness toward my daughter, who was just a little girl at the time. As I reflected on the dynamics of our family, I realized that my sister had always looked for security and stability. My ex was wealthy and offered her a lifestyle she had never known. She was only 20 when they started dating, and I was 25. I couldn't help but wonder if her choice was influenced by jealousy or a desire to remain close to me. After all, dating someone who had been so intimate with a sibling felt like crossing an unspoken boundary. Over the years, my ex has made comments about my daughter that have raised red flags for me. For instance, he once remarked that she looked just like me, and I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something unsettling about the way he said it. It was as if he was drawing a connection that made me uncomfortable. He even joked about how weak her father's genes must be, and while everyone laughed, I felt a chill run down my spine. I've always been cautious around him, avoiding one-on-one interactions whenever possible. There's something about his demeanor that changes when others aren't around, and it makes my instincts scream for me to protect my daughter. I remember a time when he gave her an extravagant birthday gift, which left me feeling conflicted. My sister was proud to help us, and I didn't want to hurt her feelings by refusing it. But his comment about being able to be her father was unsettling, especially since her biological father wasn't in the picture. My family seems to have a different perspective on my ex. They were devastated when we broke up and welcomed him back into the fold with open arms. Only my brother has been supportive of my feelings, and I'm grateful for his presence. It's hard to articulate my concerns without sounding irrational, but I can't shake the feeling that my ex's interest in my sister and now my daughter is more than just coincidence. As I navigate these feelings, I've come to realize that I need to prioritize my daughter's safety above all else. I've had conversations with her about relationships and trust, framing it in a way that she can understand. I want her to know why I feel the way I do, without instilling fear. It's a delicate balance, but I believe it's crucial for her to be aware of the complexities of our family dynamics. In the end, I know that trusting my instincts is essential. While I don't want to alienate my sister or create a rift in our family, I have to stand firm in my beliefs. I'm not accusing my ex of anything malicious, but my gut tells me to be cautious. I hope that by sharing my story, others can understand the importance of listening to their intuition when it comes to family and protecting those we love. I never imagined I would find myself in a situation where I had to question the safety of my own daughter while she was spending time with family. It all started when my sister and her husband, my brother-in-law, invited my daughter to spend a week with them. At first, I thought it would be a great opportunity for her to bond with her cousins, but something deep inside me just didn't feel right. You see, my brother-in-law has always made me uneasy. He has a way of making comments that linger in my mind, and one particular remark struck a chord with me. He mentioned that my daughter has my eyes, and while on the surface it seemed like a harmless comment, it sent me spiraling into a whirlwind of overthinking. Was he just making a casual observation, or was there something more behind it? My past experiences with him made me question his intentions. After some sleepless nights and endless worry, I decided to trust my instincts. I spoke with my daughter about the situation, and although she was a bit disappointed, she understood that my concerns came from a place of love and protection. I promised her that we would plan something special with her cousins soon, and I would do my best to ensure I could take time off in the future to be with her. During a family dinner with my brother, I opened up about my feelings regarding my brother-in-law. To my relief, he was understanding and shared that he had his own reservations about him. He mentioned that my brother-in-law had been furious about my decision, questioning who I thought I was to deny my daughter a week with them. It felt good to know that I wasn't alone in my concerns. As we talked, my brother revealed that my sister had become distant, likely due to my brother-in-law's influence. He assured me that while there was no physical abuse, there were strict rules in their household that made my sister feel trapped. I felt a wave of guilt wash over me for not warning her sooner about the man she married, but my brother reassured me that she wouldn't have listened anyway. It was a painful realization, but it was comforting to know that I had someone in my corner. Later, I had a heart-to-heart with my daughter about her interactions with my brother-in-law. She mentioned that he often told her she was becoming as beautiful as I was, and even promised her a car when she graduated high school. I felt a knot in my stomach when she shared that he had introduced the idea of his teenage nephews finding her attractive. I calmly asked her if he had ever touched her inappropriately, and thankfully she said no. However, I knew I had to be vigilant and ensure she felt safe discussing anything with me moving forward. This entire experience has left me feeling devastated. I don't want to scare my daughter, but I also refuse to let my sister and her family back into our lives. I've made the decision to prioritize my daughter's safety above all else, regardless of what others may think. I know that I need to be open and honest with my brother about my fears and the reasons behind my decisions. It's a tough road ahead, but I'm determined to protect my little one at all costs.